All right. I know it's early. I had promised this video to my new class group yesterday, so I decided to go ahead and do it for the whole main group too, so everybody gets it and I only have to do it one time. What I'm going to look at for everybody, because I know some people have the Erank Erank Pro, some have the free. So I'm going to look at both versions for you so that you can see the difference in the two. And kind of give you, because people were asking basically, you know, what's the difference, which one I recommend the most, you know, is it worth it, that kind of thing. Either one is great. I'm going to let this update before I switch. So I recommend both. Here's my general guide for this, though. If you're a brand new seller, just starting out, just using Erank for the first time, I do recommend the free versions first, because it gets you used to the tool. You learn how to use it. It's a good, you know, you're trying it out. Anthony made the free version. I'll see what's misspelled. Oh, fix that. To help sellers, and it was free for a long time. But you know, the paid version has a lot more to it. Sorry. I'm still getting going for the morning. And you know, it provides tools that you don't have in the in the free version, that are good for larger shops that are, you know, getting on their way and want to follow their competition a little more. There's just a little more to it than that once you get to an advanced stage. So let me fix this one thing here. Illness awareness. But so, you know, it kind of depends on where you are in your, I guess, the way you're getting your shop going. I'll make sure I do this correctly. As to which version may work the best for you. So that's why I'm going to look at both, so you can kind of get an idea which one's going to work the best for me. I'm going to sign out of this one so that I can show you, you know, take a look at the free version first. I'm going to log in. And get it to refresh. I may have to go back to here to do that. Because it is, you know, there are a lot of tools on it that I went over with the class last night, and I kind of explained how I use it and how they are helpful. Why did it log me right straight back in when I had logged out? Let me try again. All right, so I'm going to log in under my other account. So this is my free version account that I set up, just so I can, look at everything through this way for y'all. So we'll let that one update. On the free version, it has, you have your dashboard, which is here, and you can see where it tells you, the advanced keyword tools, competitor tools, tracking, all of that is on the pro version, okay? So when you look at your tools, you don't have the keyword explorer, you don't have the bulk keyword tool, you don't have the bulk rank checker, but you still have the rank checker where you can check one item at a time. So you can still do the same thing, you just cannot do multiple items at a time. You can monitor, but you can monitor less tools, I guess, less keywords. I'm not sure how many it lets you monitor right now. It may only do 1 or 2 versus the 20 that you have on the pro version. So that's a difference there. Spell checker's the same, keyword tool's the same. As far as the basic keyword tool, you can do one item at a time instead of doing, one keyword at a time instead of being able to do, say, 4. Let me get it to here, get it to go to that. On this one, you have the one keyword you put in, and it's going to give you the information for 1. On the pro version, you've got a 4, I think it is. We'll look at that in a minute. But you still have the tool. You just can't work with as many words at a time. That's fine. If you're a new seller and you're just starting out, it's a good way to learn and get the data and see how you use the data. When you're getting really into it and you're looking at more keywords because you're really trying to fill those titles out, being able to check 4 at a time comes in handy. The keyword compare tool here, you have 4 at a time. So this is on the free version. You can compare 4 at a time, same way that you can on the pro version. So this part looks exactly the same for me. I can compare 4 keywords, and I'm going to get this information for 4 things at one time. I'm just comparing the one keyword at a time, where with the pro I can do bulk, I can do more, and I'm going to look at that again. So I could do hand stamped jewelry, custom stamped jewelry, mother's jewelry, and personalized jewelry all at one time to get my data for all of them. And then I'm going to, this is with the free version. So I can compare all 4 and get data for all 4 of them at one time to see which keywords I want to use the best. And then, on the free version. So I'm going to do the same thing with this on the pro version, because this tool is the same. And this is one that I mostly use a lot. So when you're starting out, you've got the same thing right here. So it works great, and you learn how to use the tool. So what this is telling me here, it gives me my search, it gives me my competition, my engagement. It tells me, average views for all of those things. This is so annoying. But it doesn't give me my full access to Etsy search and the Google search with the little graph chart that shows you more on it. That's the part it doesn't give you with this, but it does give you the information you need to decide whether this is a good keyword for you to use or not, because it's giving you the engagement competition and search. It just doesn't give you some of the other things that as a high volume seller you're looking at. Or even when you're new, once you figure this out, there's other information that the pro version gives you that may be helpful to you. The category tool is the same, where you can look up your categories. To get the category suggestions for your item you're listing, briefly describe what you're selling in the box below. So I'm going to put in here personalized necklace with kids' names. And I'm going to look it up, and it's going to give me a list of keywords, you know, or a list of categories where it may be the best to use. So it tells me, you know, jewelry, necklace, monogram, and name necklace is more popular than jewelry, necklace, pendants. So that kind of gives me a clue as to which category is going to be the best for me to use for this item. So this is, you know, again, on the free version. It has the thesaurus, a profit calculator, so you can put in the price, the shipping price, your labor costs, material costs, the cost of shipping, all of that to figure out what you kind of need to be pricing your item at to get a good profit margin. Same tool. Hashtag generator, the reports. It doesn't give you the delivery status report. You can get your delivery status on Etsy, but the delivery status report on here has them all in one place, so that's really nice to have in the pro version. Market report, all of that is the same on both. So, you know, you explore all these tools that don't have pro beside it. You know, they're the same on the pro version. Top sellers list, the tag report, all of those things are the same. So I'm going to go back out now, and I'm going to look at the pro version so you can see what those pro options are and get an idea of how you would use them. Okay, gotta search that. Let me get back to my main page to log back into Etsy Rank under my pro account. And I have all of my shops linked to my pro account. I've already fixed that, but I'm not gonna. Where am I? On the pro account. Oh, I'm missing a tag there. I'll fix that in a minute. On the pro account dashboard here, you can see, is it mobile friendly? As far as I've got hooked my personal website to it. Under the pro, you can monitor 20 terms. You can track up to 50 competitors on that instead of 20. It used to be 20, and it's gone up to 50 now. It just gives you a little more information on some other things, sales comparisons. These are just things that you don't get on the free version necessarily. I have to go back and look and see about tracking competitors, how many it is on the free version, or if that's even available on the free version. It may not be. So under the Competition Pro, you can track sales of your competition. Are they using social media? Things about their listings, their tags. This is all information that you may use when you're trying to figure out things for your shop because you're tracking your competitors or shops that are selling similar things to you. So, you know, this is a feature that I really like that I can use and see if people that sell similar things to me, how were their sales yesterday? Did they make anything? I track a top selling shop that I'm trying to figure out how she possibly gets as many sales as she does. And then I track some other ones that are top sellers that are in, about the same size as me, and I can see, how I've done that week or the day compared to them. I can see that I have, I've had 6 sales versus this other shop that's around the same as me has had 8. I can see, this one, she had 14, so she's done a good bit more than me this week. This one, we've been kind of running along the same lines daily, except for earlier in the week or last weekend she was doing more. She could have had a sale going on or something, I don't know, because normally we're pretty much the same. But I can check all of these and see, where I am compared to my competitors. I can also check, it's going to take a minute, but their social things. Do they have a Pinterest account? Do they have Pinterest followers, pins? Could it be that they're getting so many sales simply from those accounts and not with Etsy if their keywords and things are not doing good? So that kind of gives you something that you look at, that you can figure out. How are they actually getting all the sales? Like this one here, she gets a ton of sales, and I don't even think her shop is set up all that great. But I think a lot of it is Twitter followers. This one here has a lot of Pinterest followers and Pinterest pins, way more than me, because I just haven't had time to deal with that. Same thing with this spoon jewelry and things. So you can kind of get that kind of information from the Social Pro. This is a listing thing to compare listings in a competitor shop. So that is something that is new. He just recently added. That's a thing. I can pick a shop here, and I can just click on their shop, one of the ones I follow, and I can go do a listing report of, this kind of tells me how are they have 273 listings, and it's kind of telling me, what their prices are, kind of what their keywords are, and how their title looks. So I can get a lot of information to see if, what are they doing that I'm not doing that's making them get more sales than me. The Tag Pro on here, you can click on that, and it gives you a little more information about the tags that your competitors are using too. I can select a shop, and I can that I'm following, and I can go, I'm going to look at the same one, and I can see comparatively, are they using low competition keywords, high competition keywords, engagement? How is their, what is this? So I can tell that she's using very high competition keywords, very few low, a few medium, a few high, but she's using mostly very high. She's tried to stay with the tag demand of medium and high. She's got high and medium are her 2. Tag engagement, very high, and you can look at the little pie chart and see how it is. As far as what kind of titles and tags that the other shop is using. When you look at the tools, it's got the Keyword Explorer tool. With this one, if I go in and search hand stamped jewelry and do a search, I get a little more information with this than I do if I'm on the free version. I'm going to get this information versus just telling me the search is competition engagement. It gives me the graph, and it shows me on the graph what the trends are on Etsy and Google, and is this considered a long tail keyword or not. So it's given me a little extra data to help me along with this. And then down here, it tells me related search words. And what is the, so this is something that is very, very useful. and a good reason to get the pro version, because you get this. This gives you other keyword phrases that you might want to use that are related to the one that you checked. It tells you what the scores are for those. So you can say, oh, well, here's this, and this one is higher than what I'm using, so maybe I want to switch to that one instead. So I did hand stamped jewelry, which is a long tail keyword. It has a fair amount of Etsy searches, a lot of competition, very high engagement, whereas metal stamp jewelry has Etsy searches, less competition, but it's very low engagement. So I'm looking at that engagement score and going, may have more searches, but doesn't have good engagement, so I'm not going to go with that. Hand stamped necklace, fewer Etsy searches than hand stamped jewelry. Competition's the same, engagement is the same. So I'm kind of looking at everything. Custom stamped, even less searches, competition, engagement, the same. So this is a good thing that it does show you comparing wise, so you can pick which is the better one to use. So that's the Keyword Explorer tool, and so that shows you the extra that you get with the pro version. The bulk keyword tool, you can enter up to 20 search terms here. Use one per line, and it kind of tells you, let me read it for you. It says the bulk keyword tool allows you to look up the estimated search volume and trends for both Google and Etsy for 20 words at a time. So on the free version, it just lets you do one at a time. And on the pro version, you can do up to 20. Now, I don't do 20 at a time because it takes longer for it to process the information and get me the report. So I'll typically do 5 or 10 at the time, but you could do up to 20 at a time if you have better internet than me, and get all the information at one time, and then you could try to print that report out. The bulk rank checker, you can check your rank for up to 20 search terms at a time. Right now, I've only got 6 in there, so I can check my rank for more things. I'm going to add a couple more in here right now, actually, because I haven't done that. Let's see. Stop jewelry, personalized jewelry. But this is this is handy stuff if you're using a lot of different keywords and you want to see where you're coming up with those. You can check for 20 different keywords at one time and see where you rank out based on those keywords. Sorry, my eyes trying to run. Woo. Sorry, y'all. My eyes are running early this morning. Trying to think of what other one I want to search for. I'm just going to put some random ones in so I can think better. But it processes this report, and then it'll give you an idea of where your listings are showing up under that key phrase that you're using. And it's nice that you can check 20 at a time. So that's another feature that's just available on the pro version that I want everybody to see, so that you have an idea of what you're getting different in the pro version, so you can decide, do I want to spend the extra $10? To me, it's worth it. because I just get more information and I can make better decisions based on the information I get. And since everybody, with everybody is selling something different, so we're all kind of looking for different information, and you have to get the best information for what your particular items are. And this is a good way to get it. This is something, I'll be honest, I haven't used Marmalade enough to know what the heck they have over there, because they were expensive as far as what I could actually tell in the free version over there to see if I even wanted to get the pro version. So, and I didn't want to pay for it, and I was something I just wasn't happy with to begin with. So that's why I switched. But my internet's slow, so it's taking a few minutes to process. I think the tracker thing for when you change a listing is only available on the Pro version 2. This is very helpful when you're trying to change up your titles and tags, or changing your listings up some, to use that tracker, so you can change just a couple of listings and track the progress and see, do you think your changes are working over a month's period of time. Don't recommend just giving it a week or so. Give it several weeks to see how it's working. So, here it is, and it's given me tracking for several of the keywords I put in, and lets me know, do I have listings that are showing up in the first few pages under those tags? And I do. For hand stamped jewelry, page 1, I have something at 16. Page 2, I have something, and I have another one on page 2. Custom stamped, I have something on page 1. Custom stamped, I have something on page 2. Custom stamped, I have something on page 3. Hand stamped jewelry, page 1. Eagle Scout gift, page 2. Eagle Scout gift, page 3. Wonder how it slipped to 3. It used to be on 1 because it's one of the most popular things I have. But it lets you know, hey, are you showing up in the first few pages, in the first 10 pages? So what this is telling me by this is that some of my things that I'm trying to track, I'm not showing up in the first 10 pages anymore, and I used to be. So I need to go back and look at that, make sure do I need to update any of my listings? What's going on with that? Why I'm not showing up in the first 10 pages anymore when I used to be on page 1 on some of them. So I've slipped for some reason. So now I know I need to go back and check on that. So this is the bulk one, but I could get the same info with the regular rank checker on the free, but I'd have to do each one of these one at a time. So it would take me longer to do it. The plans, you can get a sales report on the Pro and a delivery status report on the Pro. So if I check my sales report here, we'll see what that looks like. So this tells me that yesterday was a crappy day. I didn't make any sales yesterday. Well, I had one yesterday. But the last 7 days, I had $593. It was up some from the previous 7 days. So, this week had picked up from the dead zone. But it is lower this month than last year in February. So this February's not been as good. It's gone down for some reason. But I kind of think the whole government shutdown thing has something to do with that. But so it's given me, I don't know that I can look at more than a month at a time. Well, I can. Historically, I can go and look, and you can look at your best sellers report. Okay, bestsellers is moved to the shop menu, but you can get different things like that with the Pro that you don't get Here's the delivery status thing. You can see what's in transit, what's been delivered. So this one that was, I don't know if that's the day it was delivered, February 12th. This one's still showing in transit. This one from February 9th, it says pre-transit, which makes no sense because it's already been, should have been delivered by now. So then I can check on it and see, what is this order and what's the deal with this? Oh, okay. That's because it's just shipping today. So the date on there is the day it was ordered. This was something I had to actually order materials for to get. So it's on the way to the post office as we speak. My husband took it this morning. So this one I just mailed. This is the purchase date of things. So I can look down here and see that even the item that was purchased on the 12th of February, and I mailed, today's the 16th, it was delivered on Thursday, the 14th. So 12, 13, 14. So it was delivered in 2 days because it was, I think they ordered priority shipping or something. But this report is only on the Pro, and so you can tell when your packages are delivered in one place in a glance. You can kind of get that, all that information. And this goes all the way back to January. I don't know if it's got all of my sales on here or not, because it just doesn't seem like it does, because I had more sales than that, so I don't know. It may depend what the how it was or whatever. Oh, that was a first class package and it went that fast. And it tells you, what mail you used, if it was priority or regular first class or whatever. On a lot of them, some of them it does it. And I think that depends on where you printed the label from. If the label was printed from Etsy or from one of them, like I use ShipStation. So the ones from ShipStation may not be all, the information may not all show up on them because I use ShipStation a lot. The other thing here, I'll show you, there's one last thing to show you on here. I'm going to look at the plans while I'm right here. It's got the Erank Pro, and basically, this kind of gives you the overall view of the tools that it has on here, and on what you're getting with it. So you can click on the plans and kind of look at that yourself, and it tells you the difference, and it tells you the things that are extra on the standard and the what you get extra with the Pro. It gives you all of these things here, so okay. So on the standard version, you can monitor 1 keyword, where you can monitor 20 on the Pro version, and all of these are the extra things that you get with the Pro version for $10 a month. I have mine set up to PayPal, and it just comes straight off my PayPal payment every month. The other thing here, I don't know if he's updated this to here. It's not updated on here, so I'm going to show it to you. If I go, say, to my SEO grades, and somebody could tell me, make sure if I'm right or wrong, but I think this is only available in the Pro version. I'll go back and check my free version in a minute, but where it has track changes, okay? I think that's only available on the Pro version, and what that does is say if you have listings that you recently changed, and I'm going to go to mine because I can click on changes, and it shows you things I recently changed, and it does a screenshot of it, and he's did a complete in-depth video on it. So I can do a screenshot of it from day one before I even change it, and then I can change what I'm going to change, and it keeps a track on it, and I can see if my changes have improved anything or what happened with it. Now, with most of mine, like this one, since I changed it on day 3 or 4, I did get another view. Doesn't mean a lot that I only got the one view. It's not like I had a huge sweeping amount of improvement with it, but I didn't change that much. I just rearranged my title some. So yeah, but you can, if you're doing a lot of sweeping changes, because I haven't played with this much, then you can get more data about, what I change in my title, how did it affect everything? How is that, what difference did it make for me? Did I get more views, increasingly? So if you really started change something major and you get a lot of more views on it after you made the change, you can see that and see if it's working or not. This one, I changed it, and I actually just changed the title around so that it's more in the new form of how they want it. I didn't change wording much because I wanted to use the same good keywords I'd been using, so I haven't noticed any sweeping changes there because this was on a vinyl shop, so I didn't notice any real big changes because I haven't done a lot with that shop. And I haven't changed enough of my other ones yet to start tracking to see. So these are just a few things that I was playing with. But ideally with this, if you have a listing that you are trying to change and fix because it's not been doing anything at all, you could track and keep up with it over a month or so period, or ever how long you want to, and see if the changes you made actually did anything for you or not. Did you start getting better views? So this is a tool that is really going to come in handy, and I'm going to start utilizing it more today when I go in and start working on my listings. But so you can see how it's working. I think on the free version you still get the available reports. On some of this, it's not saying you don't, but you can get the dates as far as I'll show you that. The last update, the expiration date, the date you actually created the listing are here. Your tag report, if you only have, it shows you if you have a lot of one-word tags. It shows you what they are, what listings they are on, so you can easily look at this and go, okay, I need to go in and change these one-word tags because I have all of these that are things that are using one-word tags now, and I want to get rid of those one-word tags. You're obviously looking at mine. I have a lot of listings that I haven't changed because I'm kind of doing it slowly and changing mine as I go on, doing things with the class, because they're still getting me views and sales, but I still do need to go in and correct them, and I'm using them as teaching tools and doing them slowly right now. It tells you, you can look at the missing tags. How many listings do you have that have missing tags? Here's my one. I have 12, and I need to add one more. You can look at the details report. I'm not even sure what's on that because I haven't looked at it yet. It tells you tag count, images, the date you created. It gives you all the details here. How many hearts you had, the price, all of that's on here. The grades, so you can see your grades since he brought those grades back. All of this stuff is on the report. But, this has just kind of been a quicker little video to show you the extra features of the Pro version, and what you're getting for your money. So hopefully that will help some of y'all that have been considering switching to the Pro version, so you can make an informed decision on that. But I like it. I think it's worth it because I like all the extras I get from it. But you know, it's just kind of up, you think you're up to the point to where you need those extra features yet. And a lot of shops, you know, even if you're newer, you may find once you've kind of gotten used to using the free version, yeah, I went to the wrong one, that you switching to the Pro may be very helpful for you because of the extra information that you get from the Pro version versus the free version. I'm going to look at one thing here for you, just to make sure before I sign off. I don't want to tell you wrong. So, well, it is showing track changes on here on yeah, okay. So that is a feature that is only available to the pro members on here. So if you want that, if that's something that's really interesting to you, and I think it could be coming in really handy with as you're changing titles and tags to be able to follow those. You can only follow 20, but still it comes in handy. That is a pro feature only. So and I'm going to go back and check and make sure some of these, make sure you have this part. Yeah, the other things I think are available for everyone. It's just that tracker feature, and the reason that he has that available and that it is a paid feature is because just to be able to have the bandwidth capacity on the site to do that for everybody. You know, it costs to have these things on the internet, and so he's got to be able to cover the cost. So he can only has so much space that he can store all this information in. So he does have to charge for that so that he can grow it and pay for what he's got to pay for. I don't know how all this works, but you know, that's why there are some things that are charged, so to keep the site running. That's kind of it in a nutshell, as far as how, you know, the difference of the two. I think the pro version is worth it, but then I do still recommend, if you are a new seller and you haven't gotten used to the free, before you switch to pro, do try the free out, get used to the tools, learn how to use it before you take the full plunge, because once you learn the free and kind of learn your way around, then it makes navigating the pro a little easier because you realize what you're looking at. And I mean, and some people may only want to, you know, go with the free for a month or so and then upgrade because, you know, they learn how to use the free that quick enough that they're ready to jump in with the pro and get that extra information then. So hopefully that's been a help to y'all. I hope. I told the other class I would do this, the private class last night, so I'm going to transfer this video over into that group too. So, because I wanted everybody to be able to see what the differences were and see what you get for the pro, so you can make a good decision. Because I do use it. I like to support Anthony in that way because he's put a lot of work in it, and I think he's provided a great tool for everybody. So there's kind of my little nutshell on it. No, I don't get paid to promote him. I just want to put the information out for everybody so that you know what you're getting and you can make a good decision on whether you want to go with this. And if you're using Marmalade, you can compare it between the two and see which one you think is going to work better for you. For me, Erank worked better for me. So y'all have a good day. I'm going to sign off from here. It's 8 o'clock and I got to go get myself motivated so I can do a little more work today.